little bonus in this video, I thought I'd add this little tabby blanket in. We all know that many children get very attached to their blankies. We don't always want them hauling around this big, huge blanket. So I've started creating some matching, what I call tabby blankets. So there'll be a few hang tags on there for them as a sensory blanket. So it has the matching fabric. It's just a scrap from what was cut off, along with the same backing fabric so that the kids have that exact same feel. I make mine about a 10 inches by 10 inches. And it's just a simple square. So I pin it around the outside, sew it all the way around, leaving leaving a hole to turn. But while I'm pinning, I'll usually choose 3 or 4 different ribbons that I will attach to one corner. Just give this a quick pin and then I'll go get my bin of ribbon. I've acquired quite a lot of ribbon throughout the years, so I just keep it all in a bin right close, and then I can quickly match the fabric to what I'm thinking of using. So this has a lot of grays and reds in it, so I'll probably stick to that. I'm just going to set the rest of these aside, and I'm going to work with the ones that I've chosen. So we're going to cut them about 3 inches long, give or take. You can always trim them a little bit afterwards, but too long is usually okay for a start. So I do like to protect my edges, so I just use a lighter and I just burn the edges just enough to say that they won't fray. If you have a hot knife, that would be your ideal way to cut the ribbon. That way you know that your seam is sealed right away. There we go. And depending on what way your fabric is running, like the pattern of your fabric, I try and do like the bottom corner so that if the child's holding onto the blanket, you can still see the pattern and it's not upside down. I'm just going to unpin this corner. I'm going to pull it back. And then I'm going to lay out my fabrics. Or sorry, my ribbons. My pins. So you do want to stay a little ways away from the corner. Obviously for your seam allowance. You don't want your ribbon to be buttoned into that. So there. I've used 6 different little ribbons just to add a little accent down in the bottom corner. So now I'm just going to flop that back over and pin them back together. Now I don't tend to remove the pins that I used for the ribbon. I've tried it a couple times and the ribbon slides on me, so I just leave them in, and then I'm extra careful when I'm going over that section with the sewing machine. I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine. I'm going to do a quick sew all the way around, making sure that I leave a hole for turning, and I'll be right back. I'm going to quickly, if I can find my scissors, clip my corners so that we have nice square corners when we turn it. There we go. Same as the big blanket, you want to work out your corners. There we go. And then we're just going to do the same as we did before. We're going to pin along the edge just to hold things in place so that we know that nothing slides once we've got it nicely laid out. And then you're going to do a quick top stitch around the outside. Again, on this one, I do 2 rows just because I know if the child does get attached to it, it's going to get a whole lot of use and I don't want it falling apart. There we go. Back I go to the sewing machine. Here comes my favorite part. The last few years, I've actually been adding a snap onto these. The ingenious thing is, you can tie it to the stroller, you can tie it to their car seat, you can add a teething ring to it. That way you're not picking it up off the floor. Hopefully your child won't lose it because they'll dropped it out of the stroller and you didn't know where it went. It's just a little safety measure that I've added in so that hopefully it doesn't get lost. So let's do that now. Actually, I think I might do black. I'll put the red away. I've also made myself a little template. So it's just a square. Let me measure it again. So a 4" by 4" square that I set in the corner that I want to make my button corner so that I have equal distance on all my products as far as where the button goes. So I'm just going to mark this with a marker. I'll put my template aside. So we'll need 4 caps, 1 female side, and 2 caps, 1 female side, 1 male side. Punch a couple holes. And get our snaps in. Now, if you haven't picked one of these up, Cam Snaps is one of the most popular brands of snaps out there. I find their products very durable. I've been using this hand press for probably 6 to 7 years now, and it still works like the day I bought it. The selection of colors I find their product has the absolute most color of availability. So I do highly recommend Cam Snaps. I'll also have a link for that down below for just an Amazon link to them. For smaller quantities, they have the best prices. If you're looking for larger quantities, I'll also have a link down there to the Cam Snaps website proper where you can get larger quantities. This is the only tricky part. The fabric gets really bulky in this area to get into the neck of the press, but definitely on there. Just put this aside. I'll also have a link down below for these wooden teething rings. I buy them unfinished and then just use a coconut oil on them and they come out beautifully. And then if they ever get dried out, you can just add another layer on there. And they're also very easy to wash. So I add that onto the edge of that and then we're done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and sewing along with me today. As always, please like, subscribe, and check out my webpage along with my Facebook page where you can find some of these great products up for sale. Thanks for sewing with me.